Hey guys, and welcome back to WillowClan. The last video on this really blew up in popularity, and first of all, thanks so much for that. And second, some people commented that they wanted to see more about WillowClan, particularly what some of their territory looks like. So this is a follow-up part 2 where I draw and show you their camp, and then also their sacred site, their moonstone, moon pool, if you will. If you have not seen part 1, you should do that, because otherwise you are probably going to be confused and feel like this video is incomplete. Come back after you've seen it. Seen it? Great, let's go. So in the last video I mentioned that WillowClan was likely somewhere in Florida. I wanted to make their territory super wet, a little swampy, a little rainforesty. I decided that WillowClan's camp is hidden behind a massive waterfall. It's a super well protected area given how hard it is to reach with those massive cliffs and that thin little path, plus it's just, who would even think to look there? You'll also notice that this is not Fire Alpaca, this is Rebel, which is a stupid expensive painting software that I got on sale for like $10, and it was one of the best purchases I've ever made. Trees are just such a weakness of mine. You'll see me struggling with them. I think it turned out well enough, but you'll see in future paintings, I stop using any special brushes for trees, and they look a lot better that way. I'm real proud of the rocks you'll see in these, though. That's another weakness of mine, and I think I pulled them off really well. For some size reference, I drew fan favorite Sandclaw, as well as the clan's medic, Frostleaf. I figure they're returning from the hitherto unrevealed sacred site. Sandclaw probably babbling incoherently about whatever it was they saw there, and Frostleaf politely pretending to understand and agree. And then, naturally, I realized I should probably draw what the camp actually looks like on the inside, which scared me because I had no idea how to make a cave look like it had little natural dens in it that would constitute a camp. I spent a whole day looking up and sketching, like, cliff sides that had houses carved into them, but the whole time I was like, cats can't carve, they don't have the tools for that. I swear I have like 2 pages of sketches trying to figure out what the fuck this camp would even look like. I ended up cheating by only showing a couple of dens and having the angle face the waterfall. The rest are back there behind us somewhere. I had this picture up alongside a few other references for much of the physical sketch, and then scanned that and went right to painting. The den on the right is the leader's den, and then it also is the high stone for Foxstar to call meetings and whatnot. If you're thinking to yourself right now, hey Murphy, isn't it really loud behind a waterfall? How do they sleep? As someone who grew up in Los Angeles next to an airport, I can answer that. Easily. It's when it's quiet that they can't fucking sleep. Paints this whole beautiful backdrop, immediately covers it with a huge waterfall. And now for their sacred site. I spent a lot of time trying to think of what the fuck in Florida can glow, and I didn't want to be cheap and copy the moonstone, so rocks was out of the question. Although you will see some glowing rocks here, they aren't the primary thing. My first thought after rocks was bioluminescence, which Florida does have. There is at least one coast in Florida known for having a lot of marine dinoflagellates, which glow at night and make the oceans this dazzling neon blue. The seasons greatly affect how much glow there is, or if there's any glow at all, so I imagine WillowClan has kinda picked up on that pattern. They have some kind of internal religious explanation. Some seasons, the veil between worlds is just thinner, you know? Like how ye old-timey people thought the veil between the living and the dead was thinner in October, and that's how Halloween happened. And now I wonder if WillowClan, like several generations down the line, is gonna invent some kind of weird summer holiday about StarClan. Anyway, they call this the Moon Lake, because they have no idea what an ocean is, and they just think this is the world's biggest lake. As before, I had a lot of references open for the sketch, but the main one was this picture. And with that, you have seen the 2 most important locations in WillowClan territory. It was a lot of fun to draw. I got to practice my background painting. By the way, I do take painting commissions like this, so hit me up on Tumblr if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, let me know if you'd like to see more like this, and I will see you in next month's video. Bye-bye!